The defense about to start their case in the trial of the three white men accused of murdering Ahmaud Arbery. There's so much to discuss now with Georgia criminal defense attorney Page Pate, the perfect person to talk about this. He knows the law in Georgia and how the court system works. Good evening to you, sir. Good to see you.
Good evening, Don.
So the state wrapping up their case against the men who killed Ahmaud Arbery, 23 witnesses later. How did they do?
Don, I think they did well. I think the prosecution did what it had to do. Obviously, they focused on the video evidence, the video of the actual shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, but also the body cam videos of what these defendants said right after the incident occurred. They also brought into evidence, even though they didn't have to, video surveillance evidence of Ahmaud Arbery being in the neighborhood before the day he was shot. They were simply trying to counter what they expect the defense is going to say is that Ahmaud Arbery was breaking into homes, he was committing crimes in the neighborhood. But what the videos actually show is a young man who's jogging around, walks into a house under construction, does not steal anything, does not damage anything, and then he walks back out. So I think the prosecution was effective in both proving their case and also disproving what they expect the defense is going to try to do, perhaps over the next few days.
What was interesting to me, Paige, what you said was there were no calls or anything. No one had reported anybody stealing anything in the neighborhood, right? No break-ins or anything like that.
Well, that's certainly true for Ahmaud Arbery. I think you may hear, though, from the defense, there were some calls. Travis McMichael said that he had a gun stolen out of his pickup truck at some point, maybe a week prior to this. No evidence that it was Ahmaud Arbery. He didn't even believe it was Ahmaud Arbery. But there was some evidence of calls about minor break-ins. But this is Satilla Shores. This neighborhood is not a crime-ridden neighborhood.
Well, I wasn't finished with the question, because when I heard the defense saying, well, he was running because, was he possibly running because he was guilty, right? That he was guilty, and I was like, guilty of what? That's where I was going with the question. If they didn't find him that he, any proof that he stole anything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I absolutely know what you're saying, and that's why I think citizen's arrest is going to be hard for the defense to prove here. Georgia law used to allow somebody to go chase someone down, hold them for the police if they saw them commit a crime or had direct knowledge that they had committed a serious felony offense. None of that is present in this case. Even if there's some argument this may have been criminal trespass, that Ahmaud Arbery was on private property, the McMichaels didn't see him on private property, and they certainly had no evidence he had committed a felony offense that would have authorized them to go chase him down and then arguably get into the scuffle and then shoot him. So it's going to be a stretch for the defense.
So the defense attorney, Kevin Goff, is continuing his push to have the court keep a record of everyone attending the trial. Yesterday, he complained about Reverend Jesse Jackson. Last week, he was, bothered by Reverend Al Sharpton. What is he trying to accomplish here? Because even the judge, took him to task saying, what are you doing here? It looks like you have ulterior motives.
Yeah, Don, this judge has been incredibly patient with this argument. I'm very surprised. I've been in front of this judge before. He's known as a patient judge, a fair judge. But this motion has absolutely no legal merit to it. You cannot prevent someone from coming into a public courtroom if they're not making a disruption. Now, it would be different if Reverend Jackson came in there and decided to make a speech or interrupt the witnesses or call out somebody's name, but that's not happened at all. He simply sat with the family just like Reverend Sharpton, and they are absolutely allowed to do that. So the idea that the judge is going to bar black pastors from the courtroom, it's ridiculous. So I don't understand the point of making that motion. And of course, it's going to have the opposite effect because pastors are already showing up in Brunswick. They're more expected later this week. So whatever he was trying to accomplish, he's not done it.
Paige, thank you so much. I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Don.
Astronauts take